Hello Virgo, March 2025 Hekate reading. How you guys doing? How you all doing? Look at that. So our significator, oy vey, the Wheel of Fortune just kind of jumped out. Okay, now of course the Wheel of Fortune, as much as a lot of people aren't happy to see it, it is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that there's going to be a drastic change you can't control. The drastic change you can't control could be a great thing too. Okay. And what seems to be standing out to me today is this, I guess, sword fleur-de-lis thing over here that's happening. It really looks to me like a 4 at the moment. Not sure why, but it's really standing out to me as a 4. Okay, which speaks of stability. Okay? And right now what's standing out for me also is the 4 elements. I'm not sure if they're reading for you on the camera there, but can you see the triangle facing up over there and the triangle facing down with the line through it, and then of course you got the other one there facing down and then with the line through it. Those are the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water, right? So that's what's standing out for me there too. And even the gold there standing out for me as a symbol of the sun. So I'm not sensing this to be a negative change, just one you can't control. Of course, for some of you it may be negative. Okay, you don't come to know any Virgo to only hear fairy tales. Okay, temperance. Oy vey. Again, no one's favorite card, but this just means it's time for patience. Okay? Virgo, what's coming to me here with the Page of Swords, someone who's new in a certain arena or in battling a new intellectual pursuit or something, is give yourself the dignity of your process. Okay? You don't just go to the gym and start weighting 2 tons or something, you know? You gotta take the small steps and you gotta go through them and go through the motions and go through the motions over and over again until it lands. Okay? So, yeah, here's what you know: that you've got it in you, that you've got all the power to do all this stuff. Okay? And that in another area or in areas similar, you've already become an expert. Fine, so you're a novice in a new area, that's fine. But you already understand mastery, don't you? So you're going to have to not just expect to have it click in. You're going to have, and I'm sure you know this, the humility of the novice. Okay? And along with that comes just putting the ego aside and just giving yourself the dignity of the process. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to building something of a solid foundation. And I think you know this, but just to remind you, okay? Okay, so in the past, you may have had a tower moment. You may have had something that made it seem like your goal, your dream, your destiny, or whatever was something that's not ever going to happen. Maybe a big kick in the gut or just far too many small things. Sometimes it's not the big things. Hey, can be hundreds of small things that completely discourage us and make us feel like this door is forever closed. It seems to me that that season is over. That's beginning to lose its power, and that there's a bit of hope that we can have this wheel turn. Do you know? But I still sense that you're going to have patience. Perhaps you didn't want to be a novice at this age, at this thing. But just trust the process and give yourself the dignity of your process. Same discipline you had 10, 20 years ago, you're going to have with this new, renewed maturity. But just take it one step at a time. Okay? No shortcuts. No shortcuts. Gotta build those chops. Okay? And look at that. You have everything you need to be the Queen of Pentacles in this. You know that's your rightful place, right? You know that is. Okay, so there may have been a thing in the past where, you know, with the 7 of Pentacles over here, where maybe you gave up, maybe you didn't feel like it was worth working, or maybe you weren't giving it your all. And I wouldn't beat myself up for that. I would just say that there were reasons for that discouragement. Okay, that it is okay to start investing in it again. Okay, it's interesting to me that that is in position 7. It doesn't always have to be so hard with this 10 of Wands energy, right? You can just take it one step of it at a time. You know, there is this concept called underachievement, and a lot of the world's most successful minds use it, where, in 1 or 2 or 3 areas of their life, they'll be absolutely excellent. But in other areas, instead of telling themselves, look, I'm going to work out for an hour, then I'm going to, I don't know, cook for an hour, then all the things that aren't necessarily their main thing, they don't try and do an hour. They'll go, you know what? It's good enough if I just do 5 minutes or 10 minutes. What is good enough? Because sometimes when we tell ourselves we're going to achieve all of these big mountainous goals, right? We never achieve them. But let's say you told yourself for a week, I need to work out for an hour every single day. And you just never get around to it because it just seems too exhausting. But if you told yourself, you know what? At the very least, I need to do 10 minutes, a 10-minute jog a day, right? You'd find that after a week, you'd have put in 70 minutes. That's more than an hour. You are more honest with yourself than the version of you that's lying to yourself that you should have put in 7 hours and put in 0. Do you get what I mean? And the irony of this whole underachieving thing is that when you tell yourself, I'll only do 10 minutes, what happens is you end up doing 20, 30, 40. You might even find yourself doing a few hours of whatever the goal is. And I've actually read about this in many personal development books, where actually some of the world's best minds, I'm talking about Tim Ferriss, I'm talking about Robert Kiyosaki and the like, I've heard about from many minds, they use this concept too, that there are some areas where it's just better to put that coin in the piggy bank every day than to pretend that you're going to be depositing $1,000 every day. As long as you cover it, you actually find that the concept of compound interest works, because the regularity in many goals is more important than, it's kind of like, instead of spending one day running 10 marathons, which is a ridiculous thing, you spend a year running for 10 minutes a day. You get what I'm trying to say? You'll achieve more. I'm using running as an example, but this can go for, I don't know, journaling, writing, singing, dancing, being better at finances. That little baby step, the consistency of it, matters more than trying to do this whole bulk thing. So maybe if there are areas in your life where you're trying to do everything, I would recommend doing these. Like, think about all the areas you want to achieve it in and do these little 5 minute, 10 minutes. What is the minimum non-negotiable that you have to do? And commit to just that and see what happens. Just try it out. Okay? All right, so we're looking at the 4 of Wands here. Okay, coming into a season of reaping, I would say. What's standing up for me right now is the berries and the grapes at the top there. A season of reaping, if you would just sow a seed a day. Okay, I feel like you're really on the right track. A lot of Wands energy here. Okay? Okay, I'm very surprised there to see the 4 of Swords upside down. I wonder if that's a sense that a season of death has come to an end, that you're kind of moving into something new. Because this card, before, in the middle of your reading, or was it before, it just absolutely jumped out. 9 of Cups. And I was thinking about 9, around Virgo. Most Virgos are born on the 9th of September. In fact, it's the most common birthday in the world. So 9, I think, has a lot to do with Virgos, as most of us are born in the 9th month, some in the 8th. Okay? And I don't know, this just feels so alignment-like. Okay, would you look at that? The 4 of Wands came up as the other significator. So I kind of had pulled a significator for the beginning and a significator for the end. Look at how you got 4 of Wands energy. Twice. And I like the one there with the foxes because it's got a masculine and a feminine sense there. Right? And look at that again. Strength. Okay? I think that's a badger or a beaver. Whatever it is, something super strong. Sorry, I'm not from the Western world. So what was I saying? Whatever this area is that you're a novice in, even though you're used to being an expert, you can do this. You can. It's just going to take a different approach from the one that you're used to. A slightly tweaked one. Okay, but you do already understand the language of success. So let's reapply it, but don't try and apply it as a younger version of you did, is what I'm saying it. Apply it, integrating all the wisdom that you have. I hope that's made some sense, Virgo. It's been wonderful reading for you. This has been the Nerdy Virgo Tarot. This has been your March Hekate reading. Thank you for joining me, and all the best. Ciao for now.